Welcome. In this video, we're going to do an unboxing of the Gold Team expansion for Marvel United X-Men. So down at the table, looking at our Gold Team, got our artwork there, and then looking on the back, see we do need the core box to play this game, either the base or the X-Men core. But in this one, Gold Team's an expansion for Marvel United that not only adds 5 new iconic heroes, an influential villain, and new locations, but introduces the new team versus team mode, which completely changes the game. Divided into 2 teams, up to 6 players compete to see who can complete the missions and deal the most damage to the villain. It can even be controlled by a 7th player in super villain mode. May the best team win. So this can still be played the normal way. It just gives you the option of going team versus team. So take a look at what's going to be in here. But so much for the box. Let's go ahead and look inside. So we've got our rule book here showing our components, our 5 new heroes and Sebastian Shaw, our extra pieces, initiative token, some plastic bases for the blue and gold team. So with this, you can divide into 2 opposing teams with 2 or 3 heroes each. Setup's going to have some changes, so we're not going to be using the typical mission cards. You still lose the same way if the villain completes their master plan. Winning is going to come down to whichever team dealt the most damage to the villain is going to be the winner. And in case of the tie, whoever dealt the final blow. Hero turns are going to be very similar, but basically we're going to have 2 separate storylines going, kind of connected by the villain turn. So the villain's going to start off. Certain team's going to have initiative. They're going to play their 3 heroes first. Then the next team is going to have their 3 heroes go. Then the villain comes back in and we keep repeating. Our missions are kind of the same thing. We get new mission cards. We're trying to complete threats, save some civilians, and defeat thugs, and somewhat act independently. So after a team completes their first team mission, the villain becomes under pressure and starts activating after every 2 hero cards. And it doesn't matter if the second team hasn't done that yet. The first team that does it's going to make it harder on everyone. Second team mission, that team will be able to deal damage to the villain. And of course, if you have the third, you don't have to do that to win the game, but lets everyone on that team draw a card. So a couple special rules. You can actually attack your opposing heroes, but you cannot KO them. So if your attack on them would make them discard their last card, they will not discard that card. So can't KO the other heroes. There is an ability for overkill, so say the hero or the villain only had 1 health left and someone hit him for 5 damage, that would count for that team. So those are just some of the basic rules on there, and got some accelerated villain challenge to make him even harder. Super villain mode, special compatibility rules, challenges, and then villains that will require some special rules for team versus team mode. But enough about the rule book. Let's go ahead and look at our components. So we've got some BAM tokens, our unlocks for the gold and blue team, and the initiative tracker, letting you know which team's turn it is, and their standard cardboard for that. Then we have our new locations. We've got the Hellfire Club. End of turn, you may discard a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to defeat 1 henchman in any location. This is not considered clearing a threat. So Limbo. End of turn, you may discard 2 cards from your hand to the bottom of your deck to delay the next villain turn by 1 card. Krakoa. End of turn, you may move all heroes from this location to another location. In the Shi'ar Empire, end of turn, you may discard 1 of the tokens to gain any combinations of 2 tokens. Then we have our villain card, if I can pick that up. So Sebastian Shaw, if you're playing as the supervillain, then the special abilities there, showing his health. Cannot take more than 1 damage each hero turn. If a hero damages Shaw, that hero takes 2 damage. Heroes with any crisis tokens at the beginning of their turn must play their hero card randomly. Then they discard all their crisis tokens. Neat. BAM ability, if there are any heroes in Sebastian Shaw's location, draw another master plan card, and add it face down to the storyline. And overflow, if 1 or more civilians, thugs, tokens can't be added to a location, draw a master plan card and add it face down to the storyline. And then we have our team card. So whenever we finish one of our quests, we'll put 1 of our tokens there. So this goes below the dashboard. And whenever we deal damage to the villain, we'll put our health trackers there so we can count which team does the most damage. Now on to our miniatures. Got our villain, Sebastian Shaw. Then for our heroes, we have Bishop. And then Iceman. And Archangel. Colossus. And lastly, we have Forge. And then our tokens we can put to determine what team we are, see how they fit. So just snap, nope, somewhat snap right on there. There we go. So if you're painting them, might not be something you want to put on there to scrape them off, but that will determine our teams. And then we have our cards. All right, so we've got everything laid out here. We'll start by looking at our additional cards. So challenge card for the accelerated villain challenge. So he starts out going after every 2 hero turns. Then for our clearing threats, civilians, and thugs, our missions are going on for the blue team. So instead of 9 that used to be on each of these and 4 there, basically just splitting them up 5, 5, and 2 for a blue team, and the same for our gold team. And for our villain threat cards, he has the White Queen helping him out, the White King, the White Rook, the Black Queen, Black Bishop, and the Black Rook. And his master plan cards, so showing movement if he has a BAM ability, and adding thugs or civilians. So showing those off. So Hellfire Club Deception, Hellfire Club Power. Then going on to our heroes. Bishop does have a starting hand card. So energy resistance, as long as this card is face up in the storyline, you cannot take any damage dealt from adjacent locations. And his core cards with his actions on the bottom. So we've got his wild energy absorption cards there. Then moving on to Iceman with his ability cards. Cryokinesis, Organic Ice Body. Then on to Forge. And his abilities, Intuitive Genius and Spirit Sight. And we have Archangel. His abilities, Wing Shielding and Techno-Organic Wings. And lastly, we have Colossus. Does have a starting hand card with an Organic Steel Body. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, may ignore 1 damage during each villain turn. And his base cards, Fastball Special. And that is everything for the gold team for the X-Men Marvel United. As always, hope you enjoyed this unboxing. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.